Kia ora everyone, happy full moon. Let's get straight into what messages Source has for us at this time, what the full moon is, I guess, bringing out collectively. Okay, so we're using this deck first, this oracle deck that we always use. Spirit, divine ancestors, those of love, light, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace only. What guidance or affirmation messages do you have for us, the collective, in light of this full moon? This full moon in Gemini. What guidance, affirmation? Okay. We have Horus. I don't know how to say this word. Baku. Barque, Sacred Union, number 16. And Sobek, Rest and Endings, number 40. With Dawamutef, Earth Spirit 9 at the base of the deck. So these are cards for today. So yeah, this quite literally is, it says sacred union. That's what it is about. It's about coming into union. It can represent someone, or it can also represent, I think, just anything in general that we have been making the steps to work towards. So I guess channeling this in regards to, if I'm thinking of it in regards to like people coming together, I'm seeing this as Source bringing through divine connections. So this doesn't have to be romantic, it can be, but it can also just be platonic connections as well. I feel like now is a time where Source is aligning us. So we might be like, I'm also hearing that we might be meeting new people, or the connections that we have at this point in time may be deepening. I'm also being brought to the fact that it is a full moon in Gemini in the Western astrology. Gemini is a sign of communication, it's air. So there might be a lot of communication with the people that we are in, collaboration, union, divine partnership, whatever it is, romantic, platonic, work, in any shape or form, in connection with. And I'm also seeing it, there's a journey to be taken with this connection or particular connections. So there also may be connections that are ending and connections that are beginning. It's important for us at this time to also, we're hearing, honor the process. So honor the process of our connections as well, and where we're at right now. We may also be entering into, so if we are in a connection already, again, this can be any connection, relationship, we may be entering into a new time together. And so I'm hearing like dynamics might change. So the way that you were friends with someone before may not be the way that you are friends with them today or tomorrow. So maybe there's a need for us to reflect on our connections as well, and what we want to release. Then we may even be reflecting and meditating on the things that we don't want to take with us on our journey, in harmony with others, how we can release things, how we can close doors to certain things and welcome new things in. At this time, there could be, with Sobek, there could be like, you know, habits and past patterns and stuff that are coming up to be looked at. So it's important for us to give ourselves time to rest, to reflect on the things that are passing and ending, and the things that are beginning. Yeah, especially in regards to our connections. If we are seeking more relationship, in whatever way that is, platonic or romantic, even family kind of connections or bonds. I'm seeing that source is reminding us, if we feel like we don't have that in our lives, source is reminding us of the journey. And I guess that it is a journey and is going to be a journey. So yeah, again, being present in the now and enjoying where we are at with ourselves too, I'm seeing. There may be things that are coming up that want to stop us from like ending certain things that need to be ended at this time. So it's also important for us to take note of those things. And then lastly, with the Earth Spirit, all of this may come through like grounding. So grounding exercises are really important. What are your grounding rituals? What do you do within your day to make sure that you're rooted and centered? And that's the basic things: eating, looking after your body, essentially. I actually want to look in the book to read that one for some reason. So number 9, just keep this up. As a jackal-headed deity of the north, Dalmutef is one of the 4 disciples or sons of Horus, Heru, and he guards the stomach organs of the deceased in canopic jars. He is also seen standing in a lotus flower to indicate his ability to transform organic matter to light. Under the protection of Neith, the ancient mother goddess, he can also work alchemically with the living during the process of initiation to release old toxins. Yeah, again, there's that like releasing of the past, like I was saying, within or anything that's not really like serving us anymore in this area of rest and endings, or the space of rest and endings that we're in. The channeled message from them is, you see me as a guardian that remains, you see me as guarding the remains of the dead, but I'm here to say that I work with the principle of transmutation, transforming organic substances into vital energy. Call in me and Anubis or Anpu when you have problems with digestion, being ungrounded, or having a lack of abundance. Okay, so yeah, the releasing of the toxins, I'm seeing that in a physical way in regards to our gut and our stomach. So maybe some of us might be detoxing or like not eating certain foods, purging, fasting certain things. If we are having like stomach issues as well, or like sensitivities, that could be in regards to the healing as well that we're going through spiritually, emotionally, mentally as well. So yeah, important to align the physical in the same way. So treating your gut as if it's kind of in a sensitive state. Yeah, so that just means just being mindful of what you're consuming physically, like eating and stuff like that. Card meanings: abundance. If you can let go of outworn ideas and methods of doing things, abundance can be yours in time. Love: focus on releasing what is not needed in your love life to improve. Work and career: a slow progress work-wise, so best to stay and improve your current position for now. Family: allow time to offer support to those close to you. Future: you may feel as if the future is not very bright at present, but it's just a time of integration of energies for you. The future alchemist needs rest too. So we have rest coming up for this as well. So lots of rest is important, which I have been getting like in general, and then even speaking to others within the collective community and stuff. A lot of people seem to feel called to tend to self as well in order to strengthen and ground, not just for selfish ambition, if that makes sense. So yeah, so we have that union energy coming through, rest and endings, and earth spirit grounding, the gut sensitivities there if we are releasing. Okay, let's use this other deck that we have that we always use. Don't know what it's called, sorry. Well, I think it's Nefertari, actually. Nefertari Tarot, maybe. Orisha, need to do. What guidance or affirmations you have for us the collective at this time? What guidance, affirmations you have for us the collective at this time in light of this full moon? What guidance, affirmations you have for us in light of this full moon? Justice just flew out reversed. Gonna see the actual card. So yeah, that means that we are letting go of old commitments. That was very quick too. And there's 3 of Pentacles at the base. So any old like collaborations, this can be, I'm also hearing to do with family as well. We might have some sort of commitment thing that we have been attached to, or I'm even hearing promise, something that we've maybe promised someone. It could even be like a group that we're a part of. I want to say a club, which is, I don't know, yeah, a group or a team or something that we're part of, a commitment that we're kind of breaking or removing ourselves from. So again, reflecting on the commitments and things that we want to release at this time is really crucial, because I think that the universe, source, our ancestors, the planets are supporting us right now. Again, we're in a full moon, and I feel like this full moon is very, very powerful for opening us up to new opportunities and experiences and closing off, like really closing off the old ones. Okay. Yeah, so what commitments or things are you attached to that you need to release at this time? And it seems like it has to do with others, like being in collaboration with others, whether that's family, your lover, your partner. Yeah, there's something that's changing or being broken or released. Yeah, there's no longer a certain commitment. I'm also seeing with the Justice reversed, there may be situations that we are a part of or that are around us that involve multiple people, like I said, multiple situations, like a collaborative effort that there hasn't been justice in, or there hasn't been that fairness or that truth, because we know that's what justice within the tarot, let's talk about, refers to. So that truth, that yeah, clarity within truth is what I want to say. And so reversed, I'm kind of was also seeing it as maybe there are some situations where there hasn't been justice, and maybe some of us are reflecting on that as well. Can even be collectively, obviously, as there's a lot of injustice happening around the world too, as usual. So we may be reflecting on that as well. And the things collectively like that we don't want to see anymore too. What other guidance, information, messages do you have for us, the collective, in light of this full moon? We have Knight of Chalices, 4 of Cups, with Queen of Swords at the base. Yeah, so some of us may be feeling, so there's like, I'll give the different scenarios. So there could be like a connection. Say you have a connection with someone and you are feeling like there's a potential like feeling drained a little bit, or tired, or even apathetic in our connections. So there's a need for us to be mindful of that, and to to remember to fill our cup. Like, it's always important for us to fill our cup up. And when I say that, I mean doing what we feel for ourselves personally is going to make us feel full emotionally at this time, if we can access those things. I also see there's a rest and ending to apathy as well. So sources reminding us it is important for us to feel and to refresh our emotional body, however that may be, whether that's spiritual baths, being close to water, making sure that we're hydrated, you know, connecting to the physical element helps us connect to the emotional, spiritual, and mental. Everything is connected. You know, Western world will continue to tell us that everything is separate, but that is not indigenous knowledge or wisdom. So it's always important to remember, you know, the emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, material world is all connected, and so are those parts within ourselves. And also elements as well. So water connected to the emotions, the subconscious, so forth. Yeah, so we may need to refresh our emotional body, I'm also hearing, I heard like Wairua, so our life force, our spirit as well. But I feel like Source there might be some of us that are feeling a bit apathetic collectively. So it's important for us to feel and to refresh our emotions. Some of us might feel a little bit like blocked when it comes to connecting with others as well. I'm also seeing there are blocks here for certain people when it comes to connecting in a romantic way and entering into fresh connections. I'm seeing that if that resonates with you, that Source is wanting you to personally work through those blocks and this time that you have now, utilize this time to look at the things that are not serving you in that way, and where those blocks come from, because it seems like some of us are, I heard being withheld or withholding ourselves from having fresh connections with others. And at this point in time, we really do need each other not to close ourselves off. Some of us Knight of Chalices, where it's like our inner child may be a bit drained or tired. So some of us may need to tend to our inner child. When I say inner child, I mean, so everyone has a part of themselves that is attached to their past child self. And also there's a part of our spirits that will always be the essence of a child. As it doesn't matter how old we are, and that part we also need to nurture. Our inner child is the part of us that experiences like our imagination, is connected to our intuition, experiences playfulness and exploration. When we want to explore, when we want to try something new, which is connected to our heart, like what we love, how we feel, that's our inner child. Queen of Swords, important for us to use discernment. Yeah, because a lot of people think that inner child aspect of ourselves is like for when you are a child, but that's not true. And there's a lot of wisdom and discernment attached to that explorative innocence that we all have within ourselves, no matter how old we are. And so Source is reminding us that there is wisdom attached to that aspect of ourselves, and for us not to shut it off or block our emotions, what we truly desire in our hearts, even if it's a small thing too. Because actually when we tend to those parts of ourselves, there's going to be a lot of stability. And so maybe that's also a way in which we are supposed to collectively ground ourselves too. We may want to connect with others and do things together that stimulate and honor our inner child together. So like playful, explorative activities. Yeah, it seems like some of us are feeling a bit heavy and drained and need to like fill up and rest. What other guidance information do you have for us, the collective, in light of this full moon? 7 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm also seeing that this Sacred Union card that we spoke on before, that Sacred Union can also be in relationship with our inner child, like I was saying. So it doesn't even need to be another person. Even though I was seeing that, okay, 7 of Swords. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. Okay, so Six of Pentacles is about that Six of Pentacles is about reciprocation and that exchange that we receive from the earth, from others, the generosity that we give as well. And so I'm seeing there might be some blocks again, some stagnants, and even some like deception in that area in regards to like what we're telling ourselves we're worthy of receiving from the earth too. I'm hearing that some of us maybe have tried to receive certain things before in regards to like equal exchange, or this can also be to do with money, like or what we're receiving from others as well. This particular 7 of Swords can represent like a failed attempt at something. So maybe this is something where we have tried in the past to receive, but it hasn't worked. Or there is potentially a little bit of deception in terms of how we're viewing the exchange with Earth, or what we receive from Earth, or our experience on Earth, or from those that we are connecting with around us in general. So some of us may need to reevaluate that contract. Like we may think that we're particularly getting out what we put in some ways, but there could potentially be some deception somewhere. This is that message is quite specific, so that might be for like a few people. Some of us may need to access, like, might be praying or asking for wisdom, or just seeking, trying to choose something or plan something. But there may be something that we need to look at a little bit closer. Yeah, in order to, sorry, there's 2 of Wands at the base of the deck for anyone that wants to see. In order to expand, 3 of Wands. So I feel like some of us need to ask for help. Whether that's from a friend, whether that's for someone to talk about what we're invested in, to look it over with us. Okay. What guidance information do you have for us, the collective, in light of this full moon? What guidance information do you have for us in light of this full moon? Yeah, but it's important for us to honor what we are worth in every exchange that we have. And if not, then breaking that contract like we got at the beginning. And that might not mean like cutting someone out of your life or completely releasing something. It could also just mean like changing and switching the dynamic up. What guidance information do you have for the collective at this time in light of this full moon? Four of Swords, important for us to rest our minds. Yeah, rest is coming through again. Eight of Swords at the base of the deck. Some of us might be quite stressed out and stuck in that. So there's like emotional blocks and there's mental blocks. So it's important for us to try and come out of that stress, maybe by talking and communicating to others. And then we have Ace of Cups underneath that. So expressing our emotions is important. Again, doing what fills our cup. I'm seeing receiving from others. Some of us might not be, again, with the Seven of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, some of us might not be receiving enough. We might be giving out, but we might not be receiving enough. And this could be actually causing us a bit of stress and making us feel a bit drained. So take some time out to receive. If you feel like no one's giving to you, I'm hearing that source wants you to affirm. This can be when you wake up or any part of your day, to say something to yourself. It can just be quietly, like, my heart is open, my inner child is open to receive. Yeah, and I generously give as well. We need things simple like that. I feel like source wants us to move out of a place of letting any sorrow or negative thoughts or codependencies or habits, because we have the crocodile here again. See, we have Sobek there, and then we have Sobek there. And I'm pretty sure this is Taweret. Taweret is divinity, ancient Egyptian Kemetic divinity that represents rebirth, but the birth that you can go through with Taweret can be quite painful, but she, I think, or they are very protective. But here we have this crocodile on their back, so there are some restrictions, but these come from the old way of thinking, and there's reminders here that any things that are telling us that we can't get through certain things or stressing us out are just our own self-restrictions and limiting beliefs. So it's important for us to, if we do think those things, just to bring in and welcome in thoughts of, no, it's okay, I can get through this, I find solutions. If I need to take a break to de-stress myself in order to then move forward and figure out what is going to be a more balanced exchange for me, I do so, because under that there is King of Pentacles. So there's a lot of grounding, there's a lot of support that is being offered to us as well. It just seems like a lot of the restrictions are coming from our thoughts a little bit. And maybe even like some past experiences. So yeah, my loves, I will leave that there. Happy full moon. I hope that that resonates with you all and that you can take something away from that. And I'm sending you heaps of love.